Hey there, you're probably guessing why you are seeing the screen of Windows XP. Well, I gotcha. This video is about boxing and how the modern version relates to the ancient one. We will go through this in this short video, please just bear with me. First depictions are found on murals of the Hittites to the Minoan palaces to Greek pottery to our screen TVs. Boxing has been there for a long time in history, and we will investigate how this sport has changed and evolved over time and how we can relate from the modern sport to the ancient one and how this has changed over time, adapting to the new times. The boxing in our days is totally different from the sport practiced back on the Olympics. In ancient times, the participant was naked in the fight and only their hands was covered to protect the knuckles of the fighter. The statue of Boxer at Rest or Terme Boxer gives us a clear example on how a boxer from this time would look like. The statue gives us some examples and gives us clear details in how the people from these times depicted the boxers and especially the artists. Cauliflower ears, broken nose, and visible lesions on his face shows how these athletes can be defigurated for the practice. Also the equipment for those matches, the Cestus glove. Miller G gives us some examples on his book, Harad. The ancient boxing equipment was the following: 4 fingers were bound up so that they extended beyond the strap sufficiently to allow the boxer to clench his fist. The strap continued to the forearm has support for the wrist. The fight will only end either by knockout or submission. This antique sport used to be really bloody and savage, has originated from a soldier-based society. It's understandable that many of them will end with several lesions or disfiguration after this combat. Modern boxing, however, will group fighters by weight categories. The semi-professional and amateur categories have protection gear on their hands and heads, but professionals only have them on their hands, protecting them from excessive damage in the event. The match will end by knockout or getting enough points at the end of the final round. On the WC, they reduced the number of rounds to 12 with 3 minutes each, 1 minute in between, making about a 47 minutes long contest. The open quote for Cale Donald G. on Sport and Spectacles on the Ancient World. The violence of Greek combat sport may shock moderns, but like Rome, Greece was a warrior society, and soldier has to be tough. We hear about death and even post-mortem victories at Olympia. Close quote. This sport has made it so far and deep in culture that even has its own adaptations in other medias, with popular characters as the movies of Rocky or in video games with the archetype of a boxer that you can find in any fighting video game. My personal favorite is the adaptation of Hajime no Ippo, an anime adaptation of the manga with the same name. It also travels and advertises of a graduated high schooler that decides to become one of the best fighters in Japan and then even he aims higher. As a bonus, Ippo's fighting style is based on Mike Tyson's and his famous peekaboo fighting.
A fighter cannot be saved by the bell as the big right hand lands. Tyson knows he's got him in big trouble. If he doesn't answer it.
The boxing has evolved in ancient times, but the core of the sport, 2 athletes fighting for proof their superiority on the ring, stays the same. I hope you enjoyed this short video and gain interest on the content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.